Hang on 1 second.
Oh, we're getting a call. Hey, hello.
My name's Paul. I'm calling from U.S. Home Solar.
U.S. Home Solar, huh?
Actually, we're giving free consultations.
Your name's Paul, huh?
Say that again?
Your name's Paul? Hello? Yes?
So, what's the average of your...
You think I could Paul you? You think I could Paul you over to my house for one night, Paul? Oh, he hung up.
Oh, we gotta
Let's
keep
stay
that.
it in.
We gotta keep that.
Genre.
Fluid.
Hey everybody, we're back for a quick one here. Genre Fluid, episode 5. I thankfully am joined by my sweet baby fan fuck.
My sweet baby fan fuck. Hey everyone, it's your sweet baby fan fuck D.
Yep, it's our sweet baby fan fuck D. Why am I trying to do intros? God, things have been happening recently, but we should sit down and give thanks in this spooky time season that has already passed us by. How have you been recently?
Well, the world is on fire, so I'm trying to distract myself with some good music and trying to, experiment with different little music things on the side here. I'm about to get myself an Arturia Midi keyboard, so I'm excited to play some funky things on that.
That funky music, Whitey.
Yeah, pretty pumped for that. Pretty pumped to record myself saying poop and then put it on a Midi keyboard.
Well, I'm also glad to have celebrated with material things and worldly pleasures in that I went on Craigslist and scalped a now sought-after, absurdly powerful graphics card from someone who is probably younger than me. And when he passed me by as I was waiting in this parking lot that we arranged to meet him, I called him on my phone and said, "You turn around here, young man." And I gave him a stern, I gave him stern mom energy the whole time.
Oh my god, that poor boy must have been so frightened.
Well, fuck him.
It's not nice. Turn around right now, young man.
Yeah, this is the new episode recorded on this new rig. So what have you been listening to, D?
Let's check it out. I built a file playlist because I'm...
Check it out!
Was that John Mellencamp? The check it out! Check it out! Ooh, you know what? I have been listening to Teenage Wrist. They're really nice. I like them a lot. Very grunge revival ? Kind of sounding. I don't know. They're just really fun to jam to, I guess. I don't know why it took me this long to get into them. But this album came out a couple of years ago, and I kept seeing them recommended, like under artists for people like Hum and Super Heaven, and I've always seen the name of this band, and I always thought it was going to be some like shite, like lo-fi kind of punk band, similar to like Elvis Presley or like Teen Suicide. Not calling them shite, but the bands that kind of try to copy.
Yeah.
No, they're really good, nice, heavy.
This is sounding like a much higher production value than I expected.
Yeah, right?
More teen-esque Deftones.
Kind of. I guess, yeah. I've also been listening to a lot of Slint because it's getting to be the cold.
You want to bathe in that water with those cute boys.
I don't know that where are they even like swimming next to? It looks like something that could cause some sort of health defect. Like, hang on, let me take a look at this picture. Slint, Spider-Man.
For those who don't know, I'm referencing this cover of the album Spiderland, which is probably like their hyped album.
It's like this big concrete. Or it might be just like kind of a basin. I don't know.
They're skinny dipping.
Oh, word.
She smiled, asked me if I wanted my fortune read. I said okay, sat down.
These nauseating guitar arpeggios with the narrative vocal over it, and then the spikes of heaviness here and there remind me of that newer British group. It reminds me of Black Midi.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly like the really personal and kind of creepy performance.
I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think Black Midi is more... They're kind of in the same realm as like Lightning Bolt, Daughters, Hella, Juju, I think.
You're right in that they have way more like high energy mathcore chaos, but it still, I think, is sandwiched in between the really unpredictable narrative post-rock and that sort of vocal talk singing, especially.
Strong and resilient. Does not view things.
Most of the verses kind of sound like some slightly more hype Franz Ferdinand's with this building tension in the vocal, and then when it gets to this climax, it all deconstructs and then becomes some monolithic rise.
You'll never break me. You could not break me. You could never break me.
There's a couple of tracks that almost kind of remind me of, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Is it Jesu or Yesu? Jesus?
We've had this exact bit on a previous episode. We don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh my
still.
god.
Let's say Jesu. I always said Jesu. That's probably wrong.
Yeah. We did, didn't we? Fuck.
Yeah, we asked Justin Broderick to hit us up.
Why don't we, let's see if we can get Broderick on the phone.
Get Broderick on the phone.
Matthew Broderick, too. I got some things I want to talk to him about.
Speaking of eclectic rock stuff, I have been enamored with the solo works of Zach Schwartz from Spirit of the Beehive and more notably an emo band, Glaucomora.
Oh, yes, I love them. They, the album Just Married, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, they're really fun. I love that shit.
I got into him way more from Spirit of the Beehive, who I've talked about before, who have like sort of atmospheric sound design portions that move in and out of oddly catchy and still somewhat avant-garde various forms of indie rock. Lots of like dreamy and psychedelic stuff and some nice folky songwriting here and there. But his solo act is called Draag Me, 2 A's in the word drag, and it's all lowercase.
That's kind of cool, though.
It's so unpredictable.
What would you like compare it to in like...
Parts of it are garage rock, parts of it are dreamy pop trap, other parts of it are kind of like if George Clanton and Old Flying Lotus had a baby.
Interesting. Okay. I can get with it. Let's hear a track from him.
The opening track, Steady Turns the Cog, already shows a good portion of the stylistic range. So already it's just weird sounds surrounding a distorted bass drum, unabashedly basic electronic drums. And then right there, it just bursted into this pop trap.
Huh.
This part right here.
Woo! Yeah, this fucking slaps. Oh, this is really good though. I like this Draag Me. I'm saving this. This is good shit.
Let me see if I can find one of the more aggressive songs.
Wait, what?
This is another track on the same exact album.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Same guy, same
That's
shit.
fucking sick. I love that. Oh yeah, I could definitely get into that.
The bedroom production intersection between all of those sounds.
That first track you showed me kind of reminded me of like older like PlayRadioPlay. Like that kind of like era of like Owl City and like, you know, like Hello Goodbye.
See 10 million fireflies.
You would not believe your eyes. It's all one word, PlayRadioPlay.
I'm unfamiliar.
Oh, they're
How would
cute.
you
They're like
describe
he was like this cute little like solo project. Made little beep boop tunes.
a cute little project. I made some cute little beeps.
What a throwback.
Yep, it's cute YouTube music. I can already see the Roblox compilations with this.
Yeah. No, they were fun. I used to like them a lot. I still do. You know, it's good like nostalgia kind of music.
2010.
Yeah.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me some more recommendations. Famous band, Metallica. Those are the lyrics.
Oh, and since it is about appropriate for that time of year, I've also been listening to a lot of the band, the Taxpayers. They're kind of classified as folk punk, but I don't know. They got like way more going on with them. They just got
It's
like
kind of got the powerful sap to the vocal performance.
yeah.
Crumpled up the bus pass, tossed it into the gutter. Some hands
Home recording, rough, fun folk in there.
Yeah, I was joking to my partner the other day. I was like, "This is the vocalist for the Mountain Goats' first project,"
Really?
and they believed me.
I just believe you too.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly, because the voice.
I just remind myself that the emo band Brave Little Abacus vocalist sounds like SpongeBob.
Yes. Please play them. I gotta.
Far away when I dreamt of explaining that you were everywhere.
Stop!
It's Tom Kenny. They have a lot of layering. It's very cool.
Yeah, they're like objectively a good band though.
Mm-hmm.
I do like their sound. I remember listening to a little bit of them back in the day. I just don't really remember much of them. But yeah, I can't get over the SpongeBob thing. That's fucking hilarious.
Tonally way different. I am almost done playing Death Stranding, and as I've heard from other people who play that game, you get way into low roar because the soundtrack is completely peppered with low roar songs. And it's kind of just cinematic sounding, tender songwriting with electronic basses in the background. Funny enough that I've talked about low so passionately on this podcast, and now here's another band that's very similarly named and honestly similarly sounding.
Soon I'll come around, lost and never found, waiting for my words. Buried underground, but I'll keep coming.
You see what they do with like vocal chord writing, and then the sound palette develops over time.
Yeah.
Occasionally they get a little bit AWOL Nation-y, but I think that's not without merit for them.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, no, I've enjoying a lot of it.
It'd be like Candy Claws vibe, you know?
Candy Claws?
Yeah, they're good.
Let me see this. Candy Claws?
Candy Claws. I feel like you would really like them. The name of the song is called Into the Deep.
Hell yeah. Oh, I love this already. This is the dream pop shoegaze thing taken so far that it sounds almost like ambient music. And I can still tell that there's a rumbling guitar beneath it, which has a good amount of like shaking overtones, but it still is not enough to be overpowering this wall of mid-high ends that's making this wave from vocal reverb and high guitar part.
Oddly enough, they came up in the results for bands that sound like Machine Girl. Yeah, they came up in the recommended artists. I was like, oh, this is different. And then I heard it and I was like, what? No.
Machine Girl's the upper, this is the downer.
Yeah. This is the Xanax after having too much acid.
Hey, talking about sound design and eclectic sounds and artists, I befriended an artist whose work blew me away. Gorta is like an abstract bedroom recording R&B project. Psychedelic in a manner that it has a lot of dry sonic experimentation and textural recordings.
Okay.
The opening track here immediately throws you into just this like nothingness of tantalizing sound, and then it somehow all culminates with vocal arrangements and samples and really smooth, tight bass playing, drums, guitars. Really great performance that actually reminds me a bit more of D'Angelo, like the latest D'Angelo record, The Black Messiah.
Wonderful. I love it.
This guy's from Dallas, Texas, and works with everyone from Domi and JD Beck to people from his record label Dolphin Records. It's glitched out. And then there's that bass. Jeez.
Is that like a laugh track?
That almost sounded like a laugh track being used as a... yeah, that really does sound like it. Oh, shit.
I kind of like that. What are some of those like R&B tracks you were telling me about, though? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, same record. Same record has this. It very smoothly transitions into this.
I'm trying to explain to you what's wrong with me, but I can't speak. Sometimes
So yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, it's really chill. I like it.
There's... oh, this is more for you.
Oh, shit. We got amen breaks now?
Yeah, it's just as unpredictable as that Draag Me record, which I love. One of the examples where you hear the weird disparate stuff culminating into a groove. I love that he just gave the mic to a little girl. Yeah.
That's smooth. That's like peanut butter. I like that.
Oh, there's just other such great points.
through my mind.
With the sloppy groove.
Oh, yeah.
Big time Brain Feeder Records R&B.
That is dirty. I like that. This kind of gives me like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Cologne, but this kind of like gives me that vibe too. I really love Cologne. They, oddly enough, they put out an album on a vaporwave label, Business Casual, I think the label is. I'm sorry, I'm looking at you looking up for the Google search for Cologne. It's just all these colognes.
They really whittled it down to only the Business Casual
Business
colognes.
Casual Cologne. Aqua de Joe.
This almost gives me some city pop feelings to it.
Yes.
It's got this glitz and glamour and casualness, but with the unchanging and in your face and dancey. Reminds me of some maybe Witch House, maybe Vaporwave, some stuff like that. But it just happens to be holding up the more lighthearted city pop style casual energy.
Their more vaporwave album is called Crisis, which I can see why it would be on BizCaz.
It makes sense that they call themselves dance, experimental, pop, R&B.
Right?
All those things, they seem to coalesce pretty clearly.
Get right to the point. They don't beat around the bush.
It's like a house songwriter R&B.
Kinda.
I'm gonna order some Rush poppers online to this. Now that is hip.
Isn't it?
The production game stepped up, I think, on that, and also the beat popping.
Yeah, right. They're one of my newer favorite kind of neo R&B artists. I think I would like go as far as saying they're like lo-fi R&B, maybe, if that doesn't sound pretentious.
I would say they are just as much a dance electronic group.
Yeah.
Like there's certain aspects of R&B songwriting that I need to hear to think of it as predominantly R&B. And this still has just as much of a foot in dance music. It's like definitely a bit more club music that has a songwriter, singer edge.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You got anything for us, my dude?
God, that Candy Claus track. Ooh.
I know, it's haunting, isn't it? You're still thinking about it, aren't you?
Reminds me how I have sunken back deep into my predictable fan worship of Japanese ambient artist Chihei Hatakeyama, who came out with a new album, Black Swallow. And what Chihei Hatakeyama does is he finds ways to make stuff that is dense in terms of like timbral reverb, but it does not sound unclear. It actually sounds to me very pure. Lots of frequency ranges are covered by the reverb effect without obscuring the really untinged, smooth chord progressions. They just make me cry. And you have to take a little time to hear how it develops. Yep, sounds like ambient music.
I like it though. I could definitely see myself falling asleep at the wheel to this.
A melody starts to form only after time and after it lulls you into its leisurely pace. And there's a lot of great people on his label called White Paddy Mountain. He led me to Hakobune, who's another closely related Japanese ambient artist. And there's also another artist who mostly does tape loop oriented stuff from Argentina named Federico Durand. By far my favorite Federico album is La Estrella Dormida. Excuse me if my pronunciation is off. And one of my favorite tracks is Through the Looking Glass, or A través del espejo. Of the tape sound. You can even hear the clicks and clacks of the loop starting and stopping, and there's like a keyboard pad chord progression in there. And then over time you start to hear he layers in another higher melody instrument that's like this delayed twinkle and some whirring sounds.
Like that. Please send that to me. I need some really good like new ambient. Both those albums were really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to like open an ambient set like, you guys ready to fucking party? And then just open with like
You motherfuckers ready for the ascension? And then start running the track, turn all the lights off, and then lie down on the ground, put a white cloth over my face.
You need the Nikes.
Owner of Gilead Media Records, Adam Bartlett, put out merch that says, "Please do not talk during my ambient set." And he has it as like a mug and a t-shirt and a bumper sticker. Same thing with "Please do not smile during my doom set."
Oh my god. The kidder.
But talking about that loop-based ambient and then also using the like affected guitar reverb, Hakobune is the best middle ground between those two. One loop undergoing a certain amount of changes over time. He has some other stuff that's much more long form, but I love pretty much every aspect of his discography, including this track, Balm, which is probably my favorite.
Speaking of ambient, I've been putting it off for so long, and I finally listened to the Caretaker album. I think you know which one I'm talking about.
The one that has a bunch of 17-year-olds making YouTube documentaries about it and how it's like the most mentally down-rendering album of all time.
Yeah, 6 hours of it.
Yeah.
I listened to all 6 hours of it, and it's heavy.
Okay.
It's really heavy. It's really good, but it's definitely not for people who need to take medication for depression.
Yeah. 4 pieces or 6 pieces to it?
It's the 6 pieces, and it's like the 6 stages of dementia.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I see in the description, stage 1, A plus B. Here we experience the first signs of memory loss. This stage is most like a beautiful daydream, the glory of old age and recollection, the last days of great days.
This whole album is like just like a very like dark ambient plunderphonics kind of trip, because it's almost kind of like it uses hauntology as a tool for this album.
Yeah.
You know, it's like got these really old, crackly, like old-timey
early jazz
like,
ballads. It's really taking big band, somber jazz ballads and reverbing them. So it's kind of giving you the feeling of being alone in a grand space, but then also experiencing the ghost of a forgotten time. As you said, with hauntology, haunting feelings are the major goal of this artist.
Yeah, he's been doing stuff for a long time, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, long time.
Yeah. I feel like people are just now getting into him, but he's been doing stuff since like what?
1999, Leland Kirby, the Caretaker, selected memories from the Haunted Ballroom, which is already like the perfect way to describe. He's had the same creative mission since the early days. Way more noisy. Oh my god.
Whoa.
It was much more aggressive and abstract early on, it seems.
I like that.
This reminds me, my girlfriend was describing something else, and she happened to use the phrase power electronics.
Yeah.
You should Google that. And she was like, okay. What came up was a genocide organ song, and then she played it. don't have an explanation for you.
Because some people just need that kind of shit.
Well, thank you very much, even for a little bit.
Of course,
Grace us with your presence and help us and help me feel good in these fine times.
Of course. Short, sweet, and to the point. I like these ones.
Mm-hmm. And then I also like them when they're 2 hours and then we argue about Tom DeLonge. I'm 25 and I just got into Tom.
Spiders!
Okay, that's the last thing. Good night.
Right.
Genre.
Fluid.